Hello. Today we're going to be modifying this SPB185 case from AliExpress. There's a few mods already to it, such as this back case. This back case is a slimmer one that comes usually with this case. So originally this glass case back came with this watch with this case when I purchased it, and as you can see, it's quite thick. You see that thickness from that lip down on, so it was protruding, almost making it flat, whereas I want some depth in there so that it kind of wraps around the wrist more ergonomically. There's another option that is slightly thinner than the see-through case back, which is this, but I opted for the slim one again, just for the wearing comfort. Everything here comes from AliExpress. The handset actually is from a Proxima SBDX001 replica that I have. This watch, which I have currently massacred, but there'll be updates to this. It's titanium, a really good one actually, and one of a kind too. But there'll be a review of detailed review and modification on this as well. So basically here what I want to do now is, there is a gap, the stem, the winding stem, I want to shorten it by 1 millimeter. That's one. And then obviously I need to install the bezel. I need to install the bezel and the click spring as well, which came broke. This one did. The problem that the watch did have a problem with the click spring, so the seller did send me a new one, which we'll be replacing now. So I first have to take it off. The rubber strap is an FKM rubber strap. It actually says caoutchouc, veritable caoutchouc. It's natural rubber. It is very flexy. It's not like silicone, but it clearly, like, stuff doesn't lint and doesn't get stuck to it as easy. But anyway, now let's take the watch apart and do this mod. We'll be using some sharp tools, so dangerous a bit. This rubber strap comes on a quick release pin setup, but those pins are janky and weak, I believe. So I switched it out and replaced it with a thick you know, the Seiko type thick spring bars. Find them to be more reliable. So we first have to take the bezel off, which is not easy when you don't have the proper tools, and I don't. We'll see. We'll do our best. Actually, first I have to tape it. Hopefully we'll only need to be prying it from these two sides, this side and that side, so I'm not taping up these edges. Too easy. It's not gonna work. I'm able to go in here with a knife, which I'm not really happy about using a sharp tool like that here, but also I don't want to be damaging the watch case and the bezel and scuffing it up, so I guess I'll go easy on it. Let's see. This is not an easy process when you don't have the right tools. I clearly do not have the right tools. Okay. Expected that one to struggle a bit more, but it didn't give us too much trouble. Okay, good. Just to check that the bezel spring. So I will put the links in the description to all the watch parts, like the GMT hand that I'm using, and the case, the bezel inserts. This is so the GMT hand, the red one, the dial, this bezel insert came from one store, from AliExpress, which actually they make quite good parts. So this is what we'll be installing eventually. Now we have that in, we can put the bezel back on because we have the clip spring in. At the very end, well, I want to clean it actually before I do that. Get all the dust off, any dust and debris that may have accumulated here. So for now, let's do the stem. And for us to do the stem, we need to unscrew the case back and take this off. And we shouldn't need it taped anymore, so I guess we can take it off. I'll talk about this before I install. This is what came with the watch, and it's actually not the correct bezel insert for this type of sapphire glass, and it cuts the skin on the edges very sharp. And I'll talk about that. That store should consider changing their bezel inserts to something suitable to this case and sapphire setup. But yeah, this case back came from a different store, Caroline Mods, I believe is the name of the store, on AliExpress. I'll have the description, I'll have the link in the description. So when this watch came to me, it was originally, the sapphire glass is the highest point, and it was originally 14 millimeters, whereas now with this modification it is 13 millimeters and wears significantly better than, see, 13 wears much better than as it was sent to me. Let me do this off camera. So there's this tiny spot that you have to push in a lever that lets this out. Then I ordered this little stem holder from AliExpress. And this actually came with another spare that is in here. You unscrew this, and that's for a larger size hole, so you can put different size drill bits. A bunch of drill bits came with them too. Actually got 2 of them. Nice tools, you know, for small hand drilling jobs. But something to hold the stem is really nice. So this is the first time I'm testing this tool. And it actually widened the stem. Otherwise it won't let the pin in. Should let the pin in, and then we will tighten it. Okay, that should be enough, right? Up to there. Let's try that. Yep, that worked. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, it's too short. This time there's a good spring in there, but yeah, too short. Okay. Yeah, now I can see that point, so I need to push it out. Yeah, I see it now. It's difficult to do this on camera with my very simple setup, So we get a new stem. Yeah, that never works, does it? Just hold it, the old one, the short one, I guess, and the new one, and I'll just cut it by eye. Yep. So let's just check one more time. Yep. This is a different quality stamp. It's not as soft metal as the one before. Things working as it's supposed to. I'll give it a quick wipe. This is ethanol. Will better take off any residue. Yeah, you don't want to mess with that rubbers. O-ring. So, let's just put that on. So the click spring needs to go first. And it will go like so. There we go. Then we put the bezel on top, like so. And then we'll use our special tool that is designed by NASA, especially for dive watch bezels. Because they have to do a lot of diving up there. Okay, I think we're good. Yep. Yeah, we're good. The bezel action is not the best on this, but we popped it in. We don't have any scratch marks or damage. So let's set that aside, and now all that's left is the most difficult part, which is to put this double-sided tape bezel without messing it up, and then the bezel onto the, or the bezel insert onto the bezel. So what I found it easier to cut this in half and install two parts. It's one cut. And second cut. the other way, so you gotta hold it and start in one place, but then you hold it where it is tearing, otherwise it may come off. Okay, I think we got very lucky there. I've struggled much more in the previous installs. That seems good. Okay, let's throw it in. Yep. Now, before I glue this in, the thing is, why am I changing it? First of all, this is a ceramic bezel insert, a low quality ceramic bezel insert that is about $10 on AliExpress, plus minus. But it's not the correct insert for one, and then it's not loomed at all. Even the 12 o'clock marker or 24-hour marker is not loomed, whereas this one from DS Watch Mod Club store, which is the same place where I got they have very nice dials, very nice dials, like this aventurine or sandstone they call it dial. This is natural stone in very good execution, but blue loom and a bit weak. But this is all green loom, and this is stainless steel insert, but it's a nice insert, and it is also loomed, and a GMT insert, which is what I needed. But most importantly, this is a flat insert, right? It doesn't slope, and the internal edges do not come up, unlike this one. And the watch comes with this type of bezel, and even though on the outer edges it is okay, on here, because the bezel ends higher, at a higher point than the crystal itself, it is very sharp. It literally cuts your skin off on every edge. So that's something to consider by the seller of this watch case. Their bezel inserts need to be flat, and in this case, once you put that in, it's all smooth, nothing catches. So now I'll take the glue off and very carefully glue this in, and we should be done. You don't want to touch this. Once you touch this dual-sided sticky tape, it is so sticky that it follows your skin, and then you'll have to reinstall this tape again. This is a very nice install, right on the edge, went in without me having to do much. So now this I have to do off camera. I have to be very exact. I do it basically is I will use a thin tool like this. Let me try to do this on camera. So I'll place it to the 12 o'clock like that, and then very slowly I kind of also place this in here, shift it a bit. Come on now. And you kind of broke it in and pray that is correct. I think it is okay now. I have not pressed down on it yet. I think we're good. We good? Yeah, good. Okay, so I'll just run my fingers across, and that is a GMT, my very first nh34 GMT that I built on an SPB185 case. And I think it does look really nice. Yep. That is done. Let's check out the Lume. A little UV flashlight. Actually a very weak one, but it does the job. As you can see, we've got Lume. Yeah. And I know that the Proxima hands, the hour hand and the minute hand, look bluish, but they're not actually, they're green Lume, but of a different hue. Now I actually like that because it distinguishes it from the indices. What I don't like is when the colors do not match up during daylight, in which in this case they do. You can see they match up, no issues. Beautiful sunburns, gray, silverish sunburn style. I'm very happy with this. Let's finish up with the rubber strap and take a look on the wrist and how it wears. And a quick wrist check. I have the Casio G-Shock Square, the Bluetooth BD 5010 something on my wrist. And here is the newly modded SPB185 GMT on an FKM rubber strap, and there is a 20 mil going down to 18 mil rubber strap, and I think it wears beautifully. I'm not going to change a single thing on this, just keep it as is. It wears very nicely on the wrist. It's because it is a thinner case back. So the Lume shot that everybody's probably waiting for. Obviously, Zelos, Proxima, both factory made, my own builds, but with very high quality components. And let me now turn off the light, and I will blast it with my tiny UV light. It is tiny and weak. I have not turned on the UV light yet. This is from the I guess studio lights. And let's give them a blast now. And I put in the Proxima and the Zelos as references, as both of these are known to be Lume monsters, especially the swordfish. So let's do a little UV blast. Unfortunately, you can't see the So this is all C3 loomed date wheel, color meshed, and in the case of my build we have blue loom PGW9, same for the date wheel loomed. I edit that as my mod, as you've seen in the video, hopefully. And on the blue loom we have a green loom tip C3 with a green handset. It does not show, unfortunately, well, maybe here in this position, but in this case this has Proxima handset for Marine Master, the same watch, and the very nice high quality dial from DS Watch Mod Club store. Time break twister, and that's the Zelos, which has a combination of PGW9 and C3. I'm happy with both of these, with the exception of that GMT hand, and the application of loom on that is rather non-effective. It doesn't compare to the loom on any of the other indices, including, you see that second hand passing? Yeah, that second hand is way better loomed than the GMT hour hand. So yeah, DS Watch Mod Club store. The GMT hand and the dial were purchased from another store, along with the bezel insert, which is fully loomed. And yeah, not much to say about the clasp. The links for all of the parts will be included in the description below. Here on the screen you can see the store and the link where you can get a nice variety of GMT hands, by the way. Not only GMT but handsets, a nice variety of handsets you can get from there. Now these minute, hour and seconds hand are the original Proxima handset from this watch. I first built that, used these hands over here while I had new hands coming in from Proxima, new handset, which I installed, and I still need to finish off. This is a kept seconds hand from like a Seiko Grand Seiko homage, but it does not have a loomed tip, and I want a loomed tip, the traffic light second hand. That's my favorite. The second handsets are Seiko second handsets are my favorite. This is just a hair under 13 millimeters because of the modded case back. Modded in the sense that I just purchased this case back from Carolina Mods store. Caroline Mods store. It's a nice store. They have interesting stuff, but it significantly reduces, maybe not drastically, but significantly reduces. And the thickness of this case back, I measured it, and it is actually, the thickness is 0.8, it's not even 1 millimeter. So I tend to keep my case backs at 1 millimeter. This is a hair above, it's 1.1 millimeter of titanium monoblock, and the other modes like this one that I modified the case back that came with the watch. Here I've left 1.1, 1.2 because it is stainless steel, not titanium, and as we know, not as tough as titanium. So there we go. I like this watch, I enjoy it. I will do another GMT build. The next one I will probably do where it will have 24-hour, just like on that bezel. It will have a 24-hour. Well, actually, let me throw in a screenshot, and that way the GMT seconds hand will be working for the internal fixed hours that will be printed on the dial, meaning I can't rotate the or change that. I will have to go in and change the GMT hand if I want to change the GMT time. But I want to use, instead of a 24-hour bezel, a 12-hour dual time bezel. In that sense, I will have then 3 time zones, the ability to monitor 3 time zones at the same time. So that'll be the next build. So please, if you like that content, if you find it interesting, please subscribe and like. That's important for the algorithm. I just started the channel, so your support would highly appreciated.